let's get started. For this quick project, you're going to need some lightweight yarn, a 4mm crochet hook, darning needle, scissors, and a measuring tape. I am using a 100% baby cotton yarn. It recommends a 2.5 to 3.5mm hook, but we will be using a 4mm hook. We'll be keeping our stitches nice and loose. This yarn that I have is from Hobbii, and it's a baby cotton, 100% organic Egyptian cotton. I will put the link in the description. Let's start with a slip knot. Chain 13. Be sure to keep the chains quite loose. This should be about 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters. Starting in the second chain from the hook, we are going to put 2 single crochets. We are going to put it into the back bump of the stitch. Finding that back bump, insert your hook. Draw up your yarn. Yarn over and pull through 2. That is 1 single crochet. Let's put a second single crochet in that same stitch. We will now work 10 single crochets, 1 in each of the next 10 chains. Make sure you go into the back bump of the stitch. In the last stitch, we will put 4 single crochet. Put the 3rd and the 4th single crochet on the other side of the knot. We will then work down the other side, putting 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. On this side, we'll make sure we go underneath both pieces of yarn. And here we have our last stitch. That's number 10. And then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the first stitch where we started. We can then slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. Round 1 will equal 28 stitches. Chain 1, put 2 single crochet in the first stitch. So right in here in that first stitch. Okay, let's try this again. There's 1 and 2. And then we will put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. And now 10 single crochet across, 1 in each stitch. Working around the corner, we will put 2 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 2 in the first one, and another 2, and 2 more. We can then put 10 single crochet across. You should have 2 stitches left, and we're going to put 2 single crochet in each of those stitches. So that's 2 in this one and 2 in the next. And then slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. So not the slip stitch or the chain 1 from the round below, but in the top of the first single crochet. Round 2 will equal 36 stitches. We will then chain 1 and start in the very first stitch. We're going to put 36 single crochet all the way around. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. We can then slip stitch to join again in the top of the first single crochet. Round 3 will equal 36 stitches. For round 4, we're going to start with the chain 1. We will now single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch. So just going into that very back loop, single crochet all the way around. This stitch here is just creating a little edge at the bottom, so now our stitches will start moving upwards. Again, let's slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. All rounds will be 36 stitches. So let's start round 5. We're going to start with a chain 1 and put a single crochet in the very first stitch. We will then chain 1, skip 1, and just repeat. So single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. And you can do this all the way around. So here is our last skip 1 and then joining into the top of the first single crochet. We're now going to repeat this, but we're going to do a chain 1 and turn. So for round 6 to 24, this will be a repeat. So once we turn, you'll see that chain space right away. We will do a single crochet in that first chain space. So single crochet, chain 1, and repeat. So for round 6 to 24, you will repeat all of this, doing a chain 1 and turn with every row. Here we are back at the beginning, putting that slip stitch to join in the first single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. And here you will see it's always ready to start again with that first space. I like to do the chain 1 and turn because this gives your line straight up the side. So it's really hard to see your line, but it is there on the side and it goes straight. You won't have anything going at an angle when you do your chain 1 and turn. The other thing you can do is put a stitch marker in your first stitch. So here I'm just going to show you how we're going to slip stitch to join and do our chain 1 turn. So chain 1 and turn, and then putting that first single crochet into that first chain space. So here, to make it a little bit easier, if you would like, put a stitch marker in that first stitch. So continue your row all the way around. And then once you get around to the beginning, it's easier to see. So here you will have your last chain space where you put the single crochet, chain 1, and that's where we're going to finish the round. So you can remove your marker, slip stitch to join, chain 1, turn, single crochet into that first stitch and put another marker. Whatever works best for you. At the end of round 24, you will have about 4.5 inches or 11.5 centimeters. So we will slip stitch to join, and we're going to turn our work. We will now do round 25. We will just slip stitch over to the chain space. So let's just do 1 slip stitch over. We're then going to do a chain 3, and that's going to be like a double crochet. 2, 3, and then 1 more chain for the chain 1. And now we will put 1 double crochet into each chain space. So here we have a double crochet, chain 1, and now repeat. So double crochet, chain 1, and repeat. Here we have our last double crochet and chain, and now we're going to slip stitch to join in the 3rd chain. So right in there, you should have 18 double crochet in total. To start round 26, we're going to start with the chain 1, and then we will put 1 single crochet in each double crochet from the round below, and 1 single crochet in each chain space. So into the top of the double crochet and into the space. And just repeat this all the way around. Once you have reached back around to the beginning, we will slip stitch to join. So here's our last single crochet, and now slip stitch to join in the top of the first one. We won't be turning our work anymore. We're now just going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat this. So for rounds 27, 28, and 29, we will just have 1 single crochet in each stitch. It should now look like this. For round 30, we're going to join with our slip stitch. So in that first stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch, but then we're going to continue to do slip stitch all the way around. So let's do slip stitch into each stitch. This just gives a little bit of a heavier top or kind of an edging around the top to make it nice. Once you have reached back around to the beginning, you can cut your yarn and weave in both ends. We can now start the strap. Let's start with the slip knot and chain 60. This will be about 15 inches or 38 centimeters. In the second chain from the hook, we're going to do slip stitch into the back bump of each stitch. We will work all the way back down to the beginning. Once you have reached back down to the beginning, we can tie and weave in the ends. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. This is quick, fun, and easy to make for last-minute gift ideas. I hope you've enjoyed it, and please subscribe and come back soon to my channel. Thanks again. Bye.